Today we're talking about the fastest way to build muscle to maximize your gains before the end of 2025. So for the next 3-4 months. Now, in terms of what you hear online, most of the time, this is focused on special training plans, like sessions for you to do in the gym. It's focused on diets, kind of you have to eat X way. Now look, the truth of it is, from my experience, like, it's not that complicated, losing weight and building muscle, and the two like go synonymously, hand in hand. So like, by wanting to kind of get bigger and more jacked in the next 3-4 months, like to close out the year, you're also most likely going to lose body fat just as a byproduct of that. Anyway, we're going to cover kind of 2 or 3 really key points today. So before we kind of jump in to what those points are, I just want to talk about a quick kind of lesson that I learned around certainly how I work, but also probably how some of you work. So I've been training for 10 years, just under 10 years now. Since I'm 29 now, I got a gym membership when I was 19. Now, the first 4 or 5 years of training, I had some really consistent periods where I made tons of progress and like completely changed the way I look. But I also had times where I was incredibly inconsistent and just didn't show up. I would have maybe 2 weeks where I would go every day and then I wouldn't go for 2 months. Like that's actually something, and it's a very common thing, isn't it? Like, you've probably experienced that, but if you're being honest with yourself, like I don't think anyone has ever been like, well, maybe they have, I don't know. Maybe Mike Thurston has something. But yeah. Now, it took me about 5 years to realize this, but the reason why this was the case is because there were too many barriers to me just getting up and going to the gym. I kind of realized it took me way too long to figure this out, but if I just got myself to the gym, I've never turned up and then just sat, on a bike not doing anything for an hour and then left and be like, oh yeah, I went to the gym, cool. No. As soon as you step in the gym, you actually do a workout. Like, you've never done that, have you? You've never left your house, got changed, driven, walked to the gym, went in the gym and not trained. Like, that's just not happened, has it? So actually, you can reverse engineer it and work out, okay, so if I can just leave my house and get to the gym, I don't really need to worry about what I do in the gym, right? That's kind of the second bit. Because the main mistake is that, like, people just don't turn up. Now, there was one specific thing that used to stop me from, like, in my head, it was like too much of a barrier. It's just so stupid. But I used to take a bag, and I also used to get changed at the gym. 2 things. Oh, and I had a padlock to like make sure no one stole my stuff. As soon as I stopped doing that, as soon as I just got changed at home, right, took nothing with me to the gym, I would walk in, and I still do this today. Like, I'm recording this, it's like 6:30 in the morning. I'm literally going to go to the gym after this. Walk in, walk out, like exactly what I'm going to describe to you. I go in, I train, I don't even take a water bottle. I drink water before I go. I do my session, and then I walk out. And I'm in and out in 40-45 minutes tops, like max. Unless it's legs. If legs, it's a little bit longer because you've got biggest muscle group. You have to let yourself like recover in between sets a bit. So yeah, and I haven't missed a session now in the last 3 years, like a scheduled weight training session. I've trained at least 5 days a week for over 1,000 days now. So, like there's probably something really little that you think about, whether it's, I can't be bothered to get changed, I can't be bothered to padlock my stuff up in the gym, I just can't be bothered to go into the changing room and see people. I just want to, you know, get in, put my headphones in. Maybe it's that you don't have your headphones, right? And you need to have your headphones, so like if you make sure they're fully charged, then you're not going to skip the set. Do you know what I mean? Like really little things prevent you, really stupid little things, because it's just, I don't know, it's just the way that we're wired as humans, I guess. They put up barriers and stop you doing something that could actually completely change your life. Like, there's so many benefits from going to the gym. You look better, you feel better, you don't feel guilty for not doing exercise, you'll probably be more attractive to your partner. You know, you're kind of, the outward projection to the world is that you're a disciplined person, because most people don't do it. You know, 60% of the UK and US are overweight. So that's one thing. The second thing is kind of, okay, that's great, so I've got myself in the gym, what do I do in the gym? Well, you have to understand something. In 10 years, I've tried a bro split, I've tried full body, I've done push-pull legs, I've done upper-lower. From a training perspective, my results haven't really changed. I've seen progress through all of them. In fact, probably the most progress I've ever made was when I first started the gym, about 1.5 years in. I was very inconsistent for my first 1.5 years, and then the 9 months following that, I was very consistent. I did a bro split. I'd do like arms one day. I would have a whole day dedicated for arms. I'd have a whole day dedicated for shoulders. My shoulder workout was like half an hour because, like, I had 7 shoulder exercises. But I don't know if you've experienced this, but my shoulders don't take a lot of time to recover. I can almost just smash out sets within like 60 seconds. I rest for 60 seconds, then I'm ready to go again. And equally, I never really get shoulder DOMs, so I can kind of just push it as hard as I want. Anyway, like my shoulder workouts were really quick, like 25, 30 minutes. And that's when I saw the most like progress, because I'd never been consistent before. And I think if you look at the science, they would say a bro split is like the worst, like one of the scientifically proven least like worst workout programs. But it was it's where I saw loads of progress on it, and so can you. You don't. And I've changed my split loads. The most recent 3 years where I've been very consistent, I've changed my program every 2-3 months. Sometimes I'll train legs once a week. At the moment, I'm training legs twice a week. At the moment I'm doing I think probably a lot of people say I'm overdoing it at the moment. I train 7 days a week, and I do 2 leg sessions, and I do 5 like upper body. Well, technically it's 6. I scheduled a rest day for myself, but I don't usually take the rest day. Like, for example, a few days ago we had a football match. We lost and I was pissed off. So I literally went from football, drove to the gym, trained, and then went home. Just because I was pissed off, even though it's supposed to be my rest day. But yeah, it was still like a decent session, right? The thing is, the worst session is the one you just don't do. I'd rather have an 80%, I'd rather have a 50% session where it's not a fully science optimized plan. I don't train as hard as maybe I could do for whatever reason, but I get it done. It's 10 times better than just not turning up. So like basically, if you want to end, look, these next 3-4 months, right? The rest of 2025, like we're going to be going to 2026 soon. 3 months is a long enough time frame to make progress. And if you want more detail on like breakdown like why this is the case, like I actually did my most recent, I think it was my most recent video. I'll point to it anyway. It'll be up here, and you can go and watch that. But I hope this was useful. If you need more help, if you need like if you need handheld guidance, then click the top description below, and that will help you lose weight and build muscle working with me. All right, cheers, bye.